Hello and welcome to Fireside Talks. Today we improve on our mistakes from last time and actually look at the proper subreddit where all the controversial things are stored instead of trying to sort by new like incompetence. So sit
Yes.
down, pour yourself a cup of liquid outrage, and let's get to judging people on the internet.
All right, you know what? I accept that intro. This is good.
Yeah,
It's good.
I'm very suave,
Well, we have one here that could be interesting. Am I the asshole for not letting my wife, a 26-year-old female, know that I, a 25-year-old male, was going to the ER? I mentioned this to my co-host while he was in the kitchen getting a cup of whatever the fuck that is.
It's water. I've run out of coffee.
You've not run out of coffee. You bought a crate.
Well, I mean, as in, this thing is
We
out of...
could have taken a 10-minute break so you could have made more coffee, you incompetent numbnuts.
Okay, look, if I make myself another jug of coffee, I'm gonna die of a heart attack by the end of the evening. I've had 2 of these today.
That's not my problem, and stop bitching then.
This is why we can't have nice things,
Yeah. But anyways, yes, I mentioned this to my co-host while he was in the kitchen getting a glass of water, and he said no, even though everyone has tagged it that the person is an asshole. So
Yeah.
this one is really interesting. We're going to check it out, see if we agree or not.
I said no without any information at all, though, so keep that in mind if I look like the fool in 2 minutes.
Let's see, this happened a few days ago, and my wife is still not happy with me. These last few months have been stressful, working crazy hours on top of taking online classes to get my master's. That sounds like a stressful fucking environment.
Yeah.
I'm usually up late into the night when I get home from work trying to catch up on school. A few nights ago, I was up late again, and out of nowhere, I got a very lightheaded, tightness in my chest, heart pounding, couldn't breathe. I'm an overthinker, so of course the first thing my brain jumped to was I may be about to have a heart attack or some other medical emergency. Our apartment is literally less than a block away from the nearest hospital. As soon as this feeling passed, I grabbed my keys and headed to the ER. It was 3:30 in the morning. My wife was obviously sleeping in, and the reason I didn't wake her was because I didn't want her to freak out. She had a job interview early in the morning, and I did not want her spending the night with me in an emergency room, possibly missing her interview. Turns out I had my first ever anxiety attack, and my heart is okay. My wife saw I wasn't home when she woke up, assumed I left early for work. When I told her later on what happened, she flipped out on me for not waking her up, because what if it was something serious and I collapsed walking to the ER? She was extremely pissed off, and I tried to explain that I didn't want to worry her when she had a job interview in the morning. That wasn't good enough reason, and I had no right to keep a medical situation like that from her when she is my wife. Our friends have weighed on, and they do say it was a bit of a dick move because I'm supposed to tell these things to her. I want to know though, was I an asshole? I just really didn't want her up the rest of the night and possibly miss her interview when it was so important to her, but she's still mad at me, so am I the asshole?
Well, this is one of the layers.
Good intentions?
Yeah, like the intentions were entirely benign. He wasn't being an asshole. But the consequences of his actions, if there had been some sort of medical emergency that could have cost him his consciousness, then, of course, the end result would have been rather grim. It's not... This one is not whether or not he's an asshole, but whether or not the actions he took were the correct ones in the situation. And that is a very grayscale kind of thing with no right answer, because it entirely depends on the result. Since there wasn't a dangerous medical emergency, well, I'm not saying that, of course, that anxiety attacks aren't a big deal.
But then again, given the information he had at hand, given he says this is his first ever panic or anxiety attack. Sorry.
Yes, so it could be he felt like he was having some sort of imminent death, maybe. So.
Oh, believe me, as somebody who suffers from anxiety attacks, you feel like you're gonna fucking die.
Well, again, I can't attest to any of this because I've never had one, but I'd say that, well, since everything turned out all right, then yes, his actions turned out to be for the best. But if that hadn't been the case, then he would have looked a right fool.
I am gonna go with him being an asshole.
I'm gonna say rather that he did a somewhat selfish and immature action. It doesn't
I mean, like,
seem selfish, but I'd say that in one particular way it is, because he is rating how he thinks, like what he thinks is best for his wife. In this case, her not missing, like her
her interview.
yes, which is entirely a benign thing, but he's rating his perception of that above what she would feel if she knew her significant other was having a medical episode, which is, a great deal of concern.
Something
Like,
we got to keep in mind during all of this is that there are more than the ratings of not the asshole and you are the asshole. There's also everybody sucks and no one's an asshole.
yeah, and this is one of those where it's very hard to lay down an answer because it's depending on the direction you approach it from, you get different answers.
I mean, then again, I'm not really one to pass judgment on someone for not informing their family of a potential medical emergency, given the fact that I had a nerve right up by my eye that got squished because whatever reason, causing half my face to be paralyzed, and I didn't tell my parents about it. Like, this happened in the morning, so like in the evening I just went into the living room and be like, Mom, can I have some money to go to the doctor's tomorrow? What are you going to the doctor's for? Half my face paralyzed.
It's a great time to just start poking yourself with a fork just to feel if it feels funny. At any rate, it's
like I'm saying, his intentions were good because, as he says,
yeah.
their apartment is literally less than a block from the nearest hospital. It was 3:30 in the morning, and his wife was having a very important job interview.
Yeah, like his train of thought is on track. It's entirely justifiable. However, if I had been in the situation that his significant other was in, I would have been, I would have preferred to be woken up for my partner having a potentially life-threatening medical episode, even if it turns out to be nothing at all, even if it turns out they imagined it,
Yeah.
then I would have preferred to be woken up for my partner feeling that something is wrong than for them prioritizing my job interview.
I also just want to point out that the wife says something that as soon as I read some of the story, that's what I was thinking as well, which is she flipped out. Flipped out on me for not waking her up because what if it was something serious and I collapsed walking to the ER? That was legitimately what I thought when he said that he was just like 3:30 in the morning, tightness of the chest. I'm going to the ER without telling my wife, and I'm walking there.
Yeah, like if he had lived alone, then the situation would have been slightly different. Even then, I would, in that situation, have wanted to send a text message to someone I knew who had, consciousness at the time. Still, his decision in that situation could have been very hazardous for him, and also, then as an extension for his significant other, who, nobody likes waking up to a dead SO.
No.
I mean, depends if your SO is a cunt, but,
But then again, if you're in a relationship with a cunt, an abusive relationship, whatever, not many people truly realize that they're in an abusive relationship until after it has ended.
Yeah.
Besides, I don't really care how much I hate the person. I don't really want to wake up, walk into my living room, and find somebody I hate dead on my couch.
I mean, yeah, because that means that you have work to do. Like,
God,
how
dude, the paperwork.
Yeah, I mean,
are you aware of how expensive it is how expensive it is to die?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's fucking crazy.
If I had an abusive significant other, I'd like to break up with them and have them be apart from me for a little bit before they kick the bucket, so I don't have to deal with the costs.
But yes, let's. What is your verdict on the story?
I feel it's very hard to draw a verdict here, so I'm gonna say that I feel that the actions he took were very well intentioned. However, they were somewhat selfish, misguided, and in the end, rather immature.
Slight, you're the asshole.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say the asshole hater because he isn't actually doing anything hostile. It's
Wait, fuck. There's also a fifth one, which is no one's an asshole.
yeah.
I don't think I don't remember if I mentioned that one.
Well, I mean, yeah, this is a situation kind of where nobody really is an asshole, but it's like no matter what circumstance, like it ends with, then
Apparently, they also have down in the comments section. It's where everybody they tally up the vote. 56% of people, which by the way, this has 199 comments. 56% of the comments said you're the asshole. 33% said no one's an asshole. 7% said not the asshole, and 1% said everyone sucks here. I want to hear from the people who said everyone sucks here, because I can completely understand the wife. I don't think she's an asshole at all.
yeah, no, but at the same, I'd think that their approach to this would be, oh, the wife is yelling at her significant other for her significant other trying to do something that's in her best interest. That's a dickhole move kind of thing.
I don't fucking know, but let's
Who
see.
cares?
Let's see if we can find something else that is like interesting. Am I the asshole for calling another student reduced lunch after he called me daddy's money?
Oh!
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Ooh, let's open this one up.
This one has the rating of everyone sucks. Bit of background. I live in a middle-class home. My parents drive a Camry and an Accord. Are you seriously fucking bragging that your fucking parents drive a Toyota Accord?
No, I think it's just to
Or is the Accord a Toyota? Because I know it's Toyota Camry.
Yeah, Toyota Camry and Honda Accord.
Honda Accord is what it is. Sorry to all the car people out there. I just fucking insulted.
Oh yes, you have.
Oh yes, I can see the like to dislike ratio just like exploding like the fucking infinite warfare.
Oh
right
yes, you have done a slight error, the gravest of all internet sins. You will now be crucified, cancelled, and they will find your house and burn your dog.
I don't own a dog.
They will give you a dog, then burn your dog.
That'll give me an excuse to go full John Wick.
I mean, I
see this as an absolute win.
I mean, I wouldn't, because it means the death of a dog.
True. And by the way, if you are going to crucify me, preferably upside down.
Well, you have a big sort of fanboy B word for St. Peter? Okay, well...
Well, we're not rich by any means, just my parents are frugal with what they have, and they also invest the money they do save. There's this kid we'll call Jeremy, who's just been a jerk to me. He's a good bit taller than me and weighs more than me too. Okay, here we go with the fucking fat shaming. I had to get some paperwork done, had a note, and I was gonna be coming back to the cafeteria. I was going to Chick-fil-A and texted my friends if they wanted anything, they would pay me back Venmo. So I bought back some sandwiches and fries. Jeremy comes over and it's like daddy's money, saying that I'm exploiting my friends for asking them to Venmo me back for their order when my dad is paying for it. This is not the case at all, it's just him trying to harass me again. He also did this with his SAT scores. He said the only reason I got my score was because of my prep classes my dad paid for. I was like, nope, this is with my money, not my parents. He and his friends both called me daddy's money. Again, I told him, fuck off, reduced lunch. He got super red, called me some expletives, and ran off. A lot of people said it was fucked up what I said, but I don't get it. If he thinks it's okay to make fun of my family for being well off, why is it not okay for me to make fun of his for being irresponsible? I was going to say mommy's welfare, but decided against it. Would have been a better insult.
I do agree. Unfortunately, because I am an asshole, I'm going to have to take OP's side in this.
I'm going to take OP's side as well.
It's a live by the sword, die by the sword situation.
Yeah.
If you feel your dick's big enough to start, throwing shit at the other person, sure, burn the rich or whatever. Even if you feel that way, if you're ready to step up to the plate and throw fists, then you should be ready for the same happening back to you. If you're, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen kind of thing. If you feel you're in a position to attempt to ridicule someone for their financial status, and then being, butthurt about them doing the same to you. It's hypocrisy, it's small dick energy, and it's losing the fight by running away.
And also, I just want to say, like, they would pay me back by Venmo. So, like, basically, she fronted them the money and they paid her back so
Yeah.
that they could have Chick-fil-A. How the fuck is that bad?
Yeah, like, I front money for people all the time, and
even if it was her dad paying for it, who fucking cares?
Yeah, like, again, it's like this kid is attacking someone for them fronting money for their friend's food.
And besides, this is not the case at all. It's just him trying to harass me again. He also did this with the SAT scores. He said the only reason I got my score was because of my preparatory classes that my dad paid for.
Yeah, you still have to be smart enough, capable enough for the preparatory classes to stick.
Exactly.
So it isn't just the money. There's got to be a little bit of brains in the mix too.
Besides, who cares who paid for the preparatory classes? Sure, okay, the only reason she got the SAT scores was because of the preparatory classes. Even if that was the case, who fucking cares?
Yeah, you're still winding up with the same scores, and it's down still to a question of learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, where that learning came from. Like, if she needed the preparatory classes to succeed at the SATs, then by any metric, this is a situation that ought to be applauded, where someone who otherwise would have fallen short of this metric instead succeeds academically. We should, by any and all metric, be applauding any sort of rise in the cognitive standards of any country, ever.
I just want to figure out, like, what the fuck? Reduced lunch?
Some countries, I do believe, you have to kind of pay for your own sort of school food.
Mm-hmm.
The US is a good example of this.
Yeah, where you pay in the cafeteria, kind of like you do here in Norway as well, at least in high schools.
Yeah, but there is no sort of, in the US, I believe, even in primary school, the parents have to pay for the children to gain food.
I just want to, because it's tagged as everybody sucked.
Well, let's have a look in the...
But the judgment, the total for not the asshole is 46. The total for everyone sucks here is 33. The total for you're the asshole is 18. Meaning not the asshole beats out everyone sucks here. So why the fuck is it tagged everyone sucks?
Let's do some mathematics. Roll back down. Maybe they added the everyone sucks to the or the asshole and got, or maybe they were averaging things out. Who knows? Still, it should be not the asshole. Let's have a look at the top comment.
Yeah, okay, sure. I'm not sure if this opens to
okay.
Well, I mean, we could always just do this.
Yeah.
Let's see, top comment. View entire discussion of 830 comment. Tech support victim says, everyone sucks here. Seriously, are y'all like 14? This is standard petty bully BS. No, you shouldn't have been up in your business. No, you shouldn't have called him names. Ignore him. Report him for bullying if you feel you must. But don't stoop to his level in front of him or behind his back. I don't agree with that.
Also, kind of the same. I've been bullied throughout pretty much my entire academic life. If you kind of roll over and take it, yeah, it's like the moral high ground, but you're still getting the shit kicked out of you. It's like, oh no, you're not supposed to fight back. Like, I see the sort of moral high horse on that, but it's still a horse you're getting shot off, like a fucking, like a Civil War general getting sniped right off of his horse. Sure, you got a nice view from your high horse, but when you fall down, you still get your teeth smashed in.
But because user Nova Lurker responds, it says, well, it sounds like OP is in high school of some kind, so saying they're 14 is probably pretty close to their actual age. Ignoring and reporting is what every adult says to do, but that ignores the social aspect of kids in school. Reporting makes you a snitch, and ignoring makes you a pushover, so realistically, OP isn't left with too many options. Fighting back is the one and only way to stop bullying, and OP did this with words rather than fists. Reduced lunch is a clever way to insult the kid, and it showed him and everyone around him that OP won't take shit. I tend to agree with Nova Lurker more than tech support victim.
I have to agree entirely. When you are being bullied, or when someone's being a cunt, especially in that sort of social environment, yeah, like being the snitch is just gonna get you more enemies in the bullying circles,
Oh yeah.
and rolling over and taking it just means that you are the easy punching bag for the bullying circles. Neither of this is. It's like it's the old prison approach to it. It's like the whole you're if you are in prison, someone starts fucking with your shit. You fight back. You don't need to win, but you need to show that you can fight back.
Yeah,
That you
you're
will
not
fight.
taking any shit.
Yeah.
All right, well.
I must say I've never been in prison. I've just listened to the stories of those who have been. Specifically, Josh Pillault, the guy who got thrown in jail for making edgy jokes on RuneScape.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
I've never been in jail either, although it wouldn't be much of a punishment given the fact that the jails here in Norway are like fucking summer camps.
Oh, you feel bad about our prison system?
No, I love our prison system. I'm just saying, like, given how other countries' prison systems are, I wouldn't really mind going to jail here in Norway.
Yeah, like compared to the US, for example.
Fuck the US, compare it to Brazil, motherfucker.
Yeah, like, again, then let's discuss the prison systems later.
Am I the asshole for wanting my husband to meal prep before his trip? It's been tagged that the OP is an asshole.
I don't know what this will be about.
Because I read it as, am I the asshole for not wanting my husband to meal prep before his trip? But as a short one, so...
You want me to read it?
Sure, if you want to.
Alright, my husband is going away on a week-long trip. It will be his first time away from the kids since they were born, and thus my first time operating by myself with the kids for a full week. On top of working, I will have to take over half of the chores to keep the house together for the week. Cooking is normally my husband's responsibility. I can do it, but my kids are picky and my husband knows their preferences better than I do because he has cooked more. Thus, I asked him to prep dinners for the week that he will be gone to make it easier on me. He got really upset and told me that's too much work to ask of him, and if it gets too hard, I can just make them sandwiches. I just don't want to deal with the meltdowns that will probably come with not having the food that our kids are used to. I don't think it's unfair to ask him to do this since he's going to be taking a full week away. Am I the asshole? Asshole is debatable, but incapable parent? I'm gonna say yes.
I mean, that all depends, though.
Yeah, but like...
Because, like, if the OP says they have to take over half the chores, if that entails taking on if the total amount of chores is 4, that creates a different perspective than if there are 16 chores. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I need a little bit more context on the matter, so to speak.
Yeah, the context is pretty absent, but, it shouldn't be all that difficult to be making food. The question here is specifically about food. It isn't the rest of it that's being brought up. So it seems like the mother here is hesitant to be taking on this particular task because she feels the children will throw a hissy fit about it.
How old are the kids, though? That's another thing I want to know. Because, like, if you walk up to a 10-year-old and you ask them what they prefer, then they are old enough to know what they prefer and can communicate it effectively.
Yeah.
And besides, do you not eat dinner with or any sort of food with your family? Because if you did, you would also know what your kids like.
Yeah, like if the kids are of an age where they can effectively communicate their preferences in an intelligent manner, then it shouldn't be a difficulty to put together something that will be accepted, even if you're sort of bad at it. And that way you can at least, present reality to your kids. Like, hey, mommy doesn't know how to cook good. But, if the kids are 4 or whatever, just shut the fuck up. Come on, you can exert parental authority in this question. You can be sit down and eat your vegetables, you hellspawn.
Besides, okay, I don't know how long until his trip. But I'm watching a lot of like meal prep videos on YouTube just because I find those kind of things to be fascinating, and I kind of want to get into it. Meal prepping for an entire week takes about 6 hours.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time to divert from other possibly important chores just because you don't feel comfortable in the kitchen.
It's also, he has to prepare for a week-long trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, which means that this could be possible on a very short notice. Meal prepping is, if done correctly, a very time-consuming chore.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons I don't do it, because I'm a lazy bastard.
So,
it's...
well, we can look at, let's see here.
Let's see
Out
what-
of 154 comments, wow, that's
if you
really
click
low.
on the view entire discussion thing in Am I the Asshole filter, you get the top comment. Oh no, you just get the verdict.
Yeah, because like they say that out of the 154 comments, 68% said you're the asshole, 14% said not the asshole, 9% said no one's the asshole, and 7% agree with us. We need more info.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go check out the comment section on that post though. Let's see here. Oh wow.
Deleted, yeah. Ain't that fun? I mean, yeah, like the top comment we can see here is pretty much the same opinion you stated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, that would take bloody forever. Learn to cook, you psycho.
Yeah, basically. Alright, well.
Like, again, it doesn't matter if you can't do a good job of it and your kids throw a hissy fit. Because it's not about doing things perfectly and not having any sort of, headwind, like not having any problems. It's about doing the best you can as a parent.
Yeah.
And sometimes that means that the world will be slapping you in the face. Sometimes that'll be a rough time. But the important thing is that you try, and that makes it a persistent growth experience. Hopefully.
Yeah. Besides, like you said, if it gets too hard, just make them sandwiches.
Yeah, like you have an easy out there.
So yeah, no, I'm gonna go with the already existing judgments and say you're the asshole.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see if we can find our next story. Oh, look at this! Or should we actually go to some of the not the asshole stories? What do you think? Am I the asshole for not letting my friend bring her date to our nice dinner?
I'm just from the title, I'm gonna say not the asshole too.
Yeah, I get the vibe that it's like hey, let's go out for a fancy ass dinner where I don't want to meet somebody for the first time.
Oh, is that the case too? Oh, that is even worse than what I imagined.
Oh, what did you imagine?
Oh, like, let's say I was gonna hang out with a close friend who has a significant other.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to hang out with the close friend. And I specifically invite, hey, do you, and like no one else, do you specifically want to hang out with me for like some McDonald's and a stroll around town? And, that is, for them to be sort of attempting to pull along a third party when I, I'm not socially up for it is kind of like, then I would feel the need to cancel on my end.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not
I can see
necessarily
that.
because I have a problem with my friend's significant other, but it could be any number of circumstances. I could have a very drained social battery at that time and need, some breathing space in a sense.
Alright, I can see that. Am I the asshole for wearing heels to my fiance's sister's wedding when it makes my fiance uncomfortable because he is short? And apparently it has been tagged as an asshole.
I don't think so. If you're short, your opinion doesn't matter. This is from the over 6 foot gang here.
God.
But
Let's check it out. I'm kind of intrigued by this one. Hello, internet. I am 5'8" and my fiance is 5'3". You're just silently laughing away. All right, fuck you.
I'm sorry. I'm tall.
I actually have a preference for shorter men, and all of my boyfriends have been shorter than me. Wow. Okay. I guess sort of because men who are taller than me make me uncomfortable because of an incident in my past. Yes, I'm getting therapy for it, don't ask about it. Okay. While the short stature of my boyfriend usually comes up playfully, some things do annoy him. I was looking at pictures on Facebook of his sister's wedding from a couple years ago, and the height difference started to bother him. Specifically, the situation was that he asked me not to wear heels when we went to family gatherings because it would exasperate our height difference and it would be kept in photos. Well, we had a really stupid argument the day of his sister's wedding that was more like a playful fight over who was better at something, and I remember putting on heels to the wedding just to annoy him. I didn't think it was a big deal. I was just like a joke, I guess, and I thought it made for some really cute photos with us together. Anyways, we saw the wedding photos on Facebook, and one of those stupid college friends that he hardly knows anymore made a joke about hoping a shorter man like fiance could satisfy a woman like me. While I blocked him immediately, this started the whole stupid argument on how mean I was for wearing heels. But I feel like the only reason he's bringing this up now is because of what some stupid guy he used to know said. I apologize, but he wants me to promise not to wear heels when we are together, and I just don't think I should have to. Am I the asshole for wearing heels around my shorter fiance, even though it makes him uncomfortable?
Well, I mean, this is down to his insecurities, and like a lot of people have a tendency to immediately dismiss men's insecurities out of hand. This is a bit of a layered thing. Like height doesn't matter in reality, but for a lot of guys who are shorter, it does feel pretty bad sometimes when they are, the little tyke always looking up at their peers. Like, you might find this hard to believe, but I, at one point, was the short guy in my class. I didn't really have a problem with it at the time, but I could see others that were also amongst the shorter lads feel intimidated by other taller people and feel inadequate in some aspects because of it. And there are some layers to that. Like, on one hand, we should be asking the question, is it all right for him to dictate how she likes, to customize her appearance? On the other hand, people might be asking, is it all right for her to be consciously doing something that makes her significant other feel insecure? It's kind of a little bit like, both people could be said to be in the right or in the wrong. There are arguments to be made for both sides, which is one of the things that make this an interesting question.
It's Jesus Christ. Sorry, I'm kind of zoning out because I'm really tired. But because like what seems to have really put this whole thing in motion is his stupid college friend, and
yeah, like the college friend is obviously the asshole for making cunt comments on the internet.
And like, I don't know, like, I'm not gonna dismiss him feeling bad over being 5'3".
No, like if I was 5'3", I'd probably not feel good about it.
No, but then again, height is something that you cannot change.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sure, you can put on platform shoes, or there's actually, like, I remember there's actually the surgery you can do where they take, like, bones from other places in your body and place them, like, in your legs.
It would be really funny if they just took your vertebrae and inserted them into the middle of your thigh bone. So you just shortened your spine to make your legs longer.
The Family Guy joke, like, where he got a penis enhancement. It's like, I wanted to hang down to my knees. Or then it comes, like, really short, like, they moved up my knees.
Yeah, the legs, like, go all the way up.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, like, it might be easy for the two of us to be rather dismissive about this issue, since we're both very tall people.
Yeah.
And
for reference, I'm 6'2".
And I'm what, 6'7", 8?
No.
2 meters.
You're not 2 meters.
I am. I'm kind of hunched over because of my terrible joints.
Stand the fuck up. You are not 2 meters. No fucking way.
What?
Last time I measured myself, I'm 6'2", and I'm looking straight in your eyes. No fucking way.
I'm looking down.
The fuck you are.
Anyway.
Sorry about that little distraction.
We'll get out a tape measure later. Like all manly men that are entirely not gay, we're going to get out the tape measures and do some comparisons.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Now,
like, it's easy
I'm leaning towards no one's an asshole.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like equal parts nobody's in the right and everyone's in the right kind of thing.
Yeah,
except that one guy on Facebook.
Yeah, that guy's a cunt.
Yeah, like
fuck that college guy.
Yeah, like fuck you, random college dude.
Yeah.
I hope you suffer. I hope you stub your toe against furniture for the rest of your life.
Let's see, because the final verdict that comes in from, 427 comments, 44% thinks you're the asshole, 29% thinks you're not the asshole, 22% says everyone sucks here, and 2% says no one's an asshole.
I guess we're in the 2%, and there's...
I'm guessing we're in the 24%, given the fact that we have the plus together. Everyone sucks here, and no one's an asshole.
I suppose.
Yeah.
I guess this comment section was full of short guys feeling salty.
Possibly.
Oof. Man, we're going to get a lot of dislikes on this
Yeah,
video.
we are.
We're going to get
Do
negative
we want to insult fat women at the same time, just to make it an equal opportunity?
Oh, no,
thing?
I don't mind fat women. Short guys, though. Man, okay, I would like to call out...
Oh my god, just like, speaking of,
Yeah.
am I the asshole for insulting a fat girl after she told me to eat a burger?
Okay, I'm gonna look at that screen in a moment. But first, I would like us, as you know, fresh YouTubers, to start our first official YouTube drama. I would like to call out Critical for being short. You heard me, Charlie. You're a little manlet, and if you ever watch this video, I'm ready to throw down. My knees are bad, but I'll still do my best to crouch down, look you in the eyes, and call you a midget. Who? What, you don't know? Critical. You know, Penguin Zero?
Oh,
Charlie.
He's short?
He's short.
What?
He's a fucking manlet. I think he's like 4'8". No, that's an exaggeration. He's like, I think he's 5'6".
Oh.
Yeah, he's
I wouldn't want to fuck with that guy, though. He's friends with Corpse Husband. Corpse Husband fucking scares me.
Yeah, I mean,
At least Corpse Husband's voice scares me.
It rouses me.
His fucking personality, though? Holy shit, is he a lovable guy.
Oh, yeah, sure is. I'm more worried about Kaya Orsan, his co-host on the official podcast and close friend. He would scare a lot of people. I don't know, I just feel like he could potentially give me a decent match in a debate, and that's good enough reason for me to step away from the plate. Not Charlie, though, because, you know, he can't look me in the eyes.
I'm sorry, Charlie doesn't scare me, given the fact that the only reason he won a chess tournament is because his opponent was an idiot.
Oh, I love that clip.
That fucking clip is great.
It is fantastic.
Alrighty, let's see here, people.
Okay, actually, I'm gonna amend my statement. I'm very scared of Charlie because I'm afraid he'll recruit Belle Delphine and they'll both beat me to death with giant dildos.
I'm scared of Charlie because he might jump up and bite me in the nuts.
Oh, I'm scared of Charlie because he might skitter out from underneath my bed in the middle of the night. Just find him staring at me from like the corner of my ceiling like a spider.
Oh my god.
If he ever listens to this video...
We're huge fans. Huge fans.
Yeah, I am a huge fan. You apparently don't know who the fuck he is.
I didn't know his name was fucking Charlie because every time anyone ever talks about him is as Penguins Zero.
Or Critical.
I've never heard him referred to as Critical. Ever.
That is fucking weird. Because that's...
But then again, I rarely watch his videos. The only thing I really watch from him is his is it Only Use Me Blade thing on repeat, where like...
Oh yeah, god, that's such a great video. Like,
Only Use Me Blade is a scumbag.
He is. He's an absolute asshole. And let's make that our first YouTube beef instead. We're sorry, Charlie. Beef and...
No, there's no saying sorry.
No.
Charlie has already dispatched the hitsman.
Oh.
We're already dead.
Oh no.
And then the video goes live, and then like 2 fresh-faced YouTuber with no fucking subscribers found dead.
Oh no, we're gonna get a fucking Australian child knocking at our door. Anyway, how best to make this a meme? Beef ended with Critical Now, only used me blade is our mortal enemy.
The only way we'll fight him is with a knife fight.
I'm pretty sure I can beat him in a knife fight.
I'm hiding behind you because you know how to use swords.
Yeah, but like more than that, I think we could win if we just, found a staircase.
No. Just throw a unconscious woman at him. He'll be distracted.
This is getting demonetized. We're never getting anywhere close to the algorithm, are we?
No. To anyone who's ever experienced sexual assault out there, I am very sorry for that joke. That was uncalled for. It is horrible.
As someone who has experienced sexual assault from not from the fun end, from the not so fun end.
From the business end.
Yes, I was on the receiving end of sexual assault back in the day, and I have to say that was funny. Let's not edit this out. Let's stand by our terrible.
Let's keep this in. Let's do a mix between a YouTube video and a podcast.
Oh God, we're gonna get the worst subscribers, aren't we?
Fucking super straights and Antifa just joined the chat, being like, "Hello."
We're gonna get.
No, we're not gonna get Antifa members. We're gonna get like the opposite of Antifa members.
And other Antifa members?
I guess.
Yeah, no, we're gonna get invited onto the Joe Rogan podcast in like 2 months' time. This is bad. Hell, if anything, I hope we get invited to the official podcast.
I wouldn't mind getting on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I'd give us a great opportunity to call Joe Rogan short.
Yeah, because you're going to call Joe Rogan short.
Yeah, totally.
Because you're going to have the balls for that.
Yeah.
You're going to get to, hey, Joe Rogan, you're and then he's going to beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, but like the thing is, we're of course going to be talking to him over the internet, because fuck no, if we're getting into the US, come on, the place is a plague pit these days.
Let's just get back on topic.
Let's try to read Reddit things and leave the rest for the comment section to flame over.
Yes. So this next story is tagged as "Everyone Sucks. Am I the asshole for insulting a fat girl after she told me to eat a burger?" So, we're both 17-year-old females for context. Basically, someone in my friend group at school, who we'll call Jenny, is pretty overweight and clearly insecure about it, whereas the rest of the group are all slim. I've never mentioned weight, calories, health, etc. in front of her because I know she's insecure. She has a habit of implying that we're all too skinny in what feels like a disparaging way, but we tend to ignore her. The one time at lunchtime, I wasn't hungry, so I didn't eat anything, and I swear she was giving me dirty looks the whole time, and said, "You should really start eating more," to me. To clarify, it was obvious she was saying it to be insulting, not because she cared about my health or anything. I normally eat loads. So anyways, I was annoyed at this comment and said, "What, and started to look like you? No thanks." Then she walked out and was very upset. Objectively, I accept that what I said was very mean and my friends think I was in the wrong. One of them said it would have been fine if I told Jenny to eat a salad or something that was a direct inversion of what she said, but since I expressly insulted the way Jenny looks, I'm in the wrong. I see what they mean, especially since I know she's insecure. However, I was just sick of her taking her insecurities out on me and my friends. It's not like I can't be insecure either. I've always felt too flat, so it's not really fun when she implies that I'm too skinny. Just want to know if I was justified in what I said on her, or am I the asshole?
Like, I'd say that the salad comment would still be basically the same thing, where you're implying like, hey, eat a salad instead of a burger, you overweight person.
Yeah.
It's like, in this particular case, Jenny is the one who opened she threw the first punch.
She opened that can of worms.
Yeah, like she opened the can of worms, and now, kind of like in the movie Ghost Ship, she's the one who's got to be eating in them.
Yeah, like this goes back to the same thing we said with the
bullying,
with the daddy's money and reduced lunch thing.
Exactly.
Like, live by the sword, die by the sword. You throw the first. Yeah. If you swing, prepare to get punched back.
Yeah, exactly. And if she had started off like if she had sat there and just randomly looked at Jenny and go like, "Hey, you're overweight and you should feel bad about your appearance," yeah, that would have been a bit of a dick move.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Like, if it came from a point of being concerned about her health, it could have been insensitive, but still somewhat of a dick move. In the way she did it, where it was a somewhat justified retaliation for an unprompted attack on her, even if it was born from Jenny's own insecurities. Jenny is still the one who is in the wrong for launching that personal attack with no sort of prompting. If she felt attacked by, a skinnier person not eating around her, then that is something that's born from her own insecurities. Her weaponizing that and throwing it at someone else does not make her the victim when her victim is retaliating.
I also just want to say that this is the perfect opportunity to point out a sort of, I want to call it double standard in society, where it's like, or I first off want to say that nobody who is either too big or, I hate to say it, but too skinny.
Yeah.
If you're too fat or too skinny or whatever the fuck you are, nobody's comfortable with that. I am overweight. Let me do some calculations here. I'm about 280 fucking pounds.
Jesus Christ. No wonder I feel drawn to you. It's the gravity.
Yeah, exactly. No, actually, I'm 260 pounds now that I do the calculations, because I used to be 300 pounds. I fucking hate the way I look at times.
Yeah, you got more pounds in your stomach than in your wallet.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
And like, I've been insecure about it my whole life. I have a friend, you've met him, by the way. Mm-hmm. Remember the really fucking skinny guy that came by here once?
Yeah, I do believe so.
We have had discussions about the body image thing several times, and people who are really skinny also feel insecurities. So when somebody flings out an insult about that, it should be met with the same amount of force as an insult to a fat person, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can also chime in a little bit on that, because I used to be monstrously underweight growing up. I was, for an extended time period, on ADHD medicine, which caused some rather...
loss of appetite.
Extreme loss of appetite. I was basically subsisting on tree bark and brook water. But yeah, like, it's what caused me to be the short guy in my class for a while. I was so skinny that at one point, a teacher's assistant was going to confiscate my mobile phone, and I hid it behind my ribs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun little anecdote I like telling. I used to, like, pop my fingers behind my shoulder blades just for giggles. I was very underweight. Later, I got teased a lot about that. Oh, here comes the thick insect, yada, yada, yada. I am somewhat very resistant to any sort of attack on my exterior, though, so this wasn't something that really bothered me. Later down in life, nowadays that I'm, a stay-at-home cripple, and I can't really maintain the activity level I used to, and also since I'm not on ADHD medicine anymore, I have a more normal appetite, and as you grow older, your metabolism also slows down a bit. So over the last few years, I've actually managed to gain some weight and be in a somewhat normal weight ratio. But in my case, because of flukes of genetics, all the fat I put on in my entire body is around the waistline and absolutely nowhere else. And for a little bit, I was I'm not gonna even say chubby. I was just chubbier around the stomach than anywhere else. It's a matter of contrast, really. And one of my exes used to call me Chub Chub.
Yeah.
Just for friendly giggles. And again, like, this could have been, if I was sensitive to that sort of comment, that could also have been very hurtful to me. So I can understand the perspectives of both individuals here, but I'm still gonna say that Jenny is definitely the asshole for using her own insecurities as a platform to launch into an unprompted attack on someone else.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with not the asshole.
Not the asshole at all.
Let's see what the internet thinks. Out of 805 comments, 51% thinks that everyone sucks here. 36% agree with us that she's not the asshole. 10% says you're the asshole, and 1% want more info. What more info do you fucking need? Let's see, top comment says, everyone sucks here. She's all busy in AH for thin shaming you, and you went straight for the jugular and fat shamed her. You had a chance to be better than her, and you didn't take it.
Again, that's like moral high horsing.
Yeah,
like
fucking doesn't work.
No, it's unrealistic, and like, yeah, you're supposed to like, oh, teach the children to be better people and everything, but like, yeah, that doesn't get anyone anywhere. It doesn't solve any problems. It just perpetuates them by not actually confronting issues.
But I think we're going to have to wrap up this episode right about now. Do you want to do the outro this time?
Well, I do believe I can. Thank you for watching. As of last time I checked, 0% of our subscribers, 0% of our viewers / listeners are not subscribed. Why don't you click that button and ding that bell? And so on and so forth. In fact, let's do one better. We're never gonna get the attention of the algorithm. Just tell your friends, if you have any. I know I don't. Please, I'm so lonely. Pay attention to me.
We're never gonna get recommended, are we?
Oh, no, we're not.
I love this.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, share us on your weird Discord servers. Tell your classmates about us. Why don't you show your mom if she is still alive? Or, in your life. Whatever. Who cares? Have a nice day. Have a nice evening.
And goodbye.
And goodbye.